So essentially the thing that Cowork is really strong at is performing complex multi-step tasks with limited human supervision. So you can actually give it a whole process, step-by-step process that you want it to follow, and then let it do it and go off and do something else. So there's 3 different scenarios in which that can be useful to you. The first one is just an ad hoc multi-step task that you need done. For example, you want Cowork to research a specific topic, then put the data into a PDF, then save the PDF into a specific SharePoint folder, and then maybe email a link to your team so that they can go and see the document. If you have a multi-step task that needs to happen on a regular basis, for example, every week, you can actually schedule it with Cowork to happen on a regular basis. An example of that, which is actually a real example we're using, is that every Tuesday, Cowork reads the transcript of our Monday weekly meetings, the ones in which we talk about our active opportunities. And it pulls data about what needs to be updated. For example, if an opportunity needs to be moved one step further into the pipeline, or closed won or closed lost. We usually say it very clearly in the meeting, and Cowork identifies that, and then it goes into our system and it checks that everything's updated. And if not, it actually updates the opportunities for us. So that runs automatically without us having to ask it to do anything. And then it sends me an email report so that I can check what's been done, because it's really important to always check what Cowork does for you. It can still make mistakes. And then if you have a task that doesn't need to run on a schedule, but you expect you will need to repeat, just you need to decide when, or you need to provide information for Cowork to be able to work, then instead of a recurring task, you will actually build a skill. And essentially a skill is you're teaching Cowork a set of steps to follow or a process, and then it can repeat it for you at any time you ask it to. One scenario, which has saved me so much time, is I've built a skill for Cowork to prepare proposal first drafts for me. And the way that it starts is I give it a link to a discovery meeting I've had, link to the transcript, and then it has all the steps and all the knowledge, and it goes off and it prepares the proposal draft, and then it sends it to me for review. And of course I need to make edits, but it's a really, really good start, and it saves me a huge amount of time. Now, I've put a slide. This is essentially a summary of what I just explained, of how to use an ad hoc task versus a scheduled task versus a skill. And it essentially depends on how often do you expect to ask Cowork to perform the task for you. And does it need to run on a schedule, or do you need to be the person to trigger it? So again, you'll have that, and you can refer to it when you are working with Cowork. Now,